Thank you, Mr. James Hendry. Welcome everyone to a wonderful afternoon here in the Sabi Sands, and what a beautiful, beautiful day it is. There is a cool breeze, James was just mentioning. It's a beautiful afternoon, and we've come back to see our dear friend Karula, and I have the wonderful Gendre on camera with me today, which is fantastic. Gendre and I haven't done a drive since about, November last year, which is great to be on drive with Gendre. So we've just pulled up here and we just wanted to see what was going on. Karula was just sort of up a little bit up the drainage line. The cubs were in another location, and we just pulled up. We just gently sat here for a while. They stayed there for a while, and then the cubs started to play a little bit, and then Karula, they annoyed her a little bit, I think, and she had a little snarl at one of them, and then she's walked down to have a little bit more of a feed on that impala that she took yesterday afternoon. So she's really clever. She's such an incredible mother and such a wonderful, experienced leopard. We've watched her this morning and last night covering or caching that kill and covering it with dirt and leaves, and not putting in the tree. It's there for her cubs to have a feed on as and when they need, and she's done an amazing job. So she's enjoying a little bit herself now, and we're just keeping an eye on it as well. It's great to be in her presence, of course, as I said before. But as you all know, I don't have to tell you about Karula. Many of you know more about Karula than I do, that's for sure. But for those of you who have just maybe joined us and could be on your first drive, welcome aboard. This is one of the most incredible wildlife experiences on the planet to be on Safari Live. For us, that's for sure, and for everyone that's on board with us. Look at her. Beautiful girl. Completely relaxed, just looking up to see what's going on from us. And welcome aboard. This is a live broadcast from, I'm actually on Djuma Game Reserve at the moment in Sabi Sands in South Africa, to the west of Kruger National Park, and what a great privilege it is for me to be here for this week. This morning we did a wonderful drive with schools in Australia. We had just under 1,000 students watching us this morning from about 30 different schools from all over the state, some really remote areas as well, which was a pretty awesome feeling to know that we were bringing these pictures similar to what we're looking at right now into classrooms all over the state of New South Wales in Australia. So we're on a normal or regular drive, for want of a better term. There's nothing such as a regular drive here on Safari Live. I always say, you know, we are visitors or ticket holders in the theatre of nature, really. And just here observing this beautiful leopard who is very famous and is a very successful mother, and she's doing a beautiful job raising her 7-month-old cubs, which they've been here all day. So we're elevated at the moment. We're probably about, I would say, 3 to 5 metres higher than her, and we're sort of on an angle at the moment. The vehicle's on an angle. It's a very, very thick wooded area. It's great. She's done exactly the right thing. Excuse me, please. And she's in a really greatly covered area. Tricky for us, but fantastic for her. So we'll sit with her for a little bit longer and just watch and observe, and maybe the cubs will come up and have a bit of a play, and then we'll just see what happens. We might go off and leave her for a bit and then come back a bit later. It is quite warm. When we came here, she was sort of sprawled out over the cool sand, and then she decided to get up, as I said, when the cubs annoyed her a little bit. But we'll just sit with her and have a little bit more of a look, because it's also wonderful just to see her always. Just got a question from, I think it's Abhishek. Welcome aboard, and thank you for your question. You want to know where Karula's cubs are. Well, just to the right, Gendre's just panning around there at the moment. They're sort of just up in the little cool nook, or little sort of spot around that corner, that bend in the drainage line, and we can't see them from here. They have been messing about a little bit, but they're there around there, both of them safely tucked away and Mum is definitely keeping a very, very careful eye as she eats, but also a careful ear. Incredible sense of hearing, leopards as well, and we saw her yesterday just sit up in this most magnificent position of her ears perfectly attuned to the bush, and she wasn't sure what it was, and she sat up in such a manner that it was like she was ready to go and grab those cubs or take on whatever it was, but then she just settled back down. But ears and eyes and smell, all fantastic senses on these predators that they use on a daily basis, not just to hunt but to look after themselves. As you all know, the leopard, I always call the Rolls Royce, or the sort of the pure embodiment of feline beauty and power, but they will run up a tree from definitely a hyena and other smaller things, smaller than themselves as well, and that's quite hard to figure out. But they can be extremely bold and they can be extremely timid, and they're both characteristics that these beautiful cats have. I really do love just sitting and being in their presence, and I know you all do too. So welcome aboard, and great to have you with us. We don't really have any opportunity to get into a better position, folks, so we're just going to sit here and be for a bit. If the cubs do come out, I'll definitely try and reposition so Jean-Andre can get a better spot. But if you've got any questions, please send us a tweet or an email. It's #SafariLive on Twitter, and it's questions@WildEarth.TV for email. And please send us any questions you've got or comments. We'd love to hear from you. This is what it's all about. Interacting with you is what this is all about, the Safari Live drives, and you are the biggest part of our team here. The animals and the habitat we're very, very fortunate to be in, but you are such an important component. You're on the back of our vehicle, and anything you've got to ask us, or you want to make some comments, or you could help me out a little bit with some information, anything you know that you think I could know, a little snippet or tidbit of information about Karula, I'd love to hear from you. So she's really getting the most out of that. We've got a question from HK, and it's a really good question. We had a similar one this morning, and your question is, since getting on board with Wild Earth in 2014, when I started and was very fortunate to do some drives then, and in a couple of the big cat weeks, I've seen some seasonal changes, and I go away and I come back and I really notice the difference. Sometimes when you're in the location a lot, it's like anywhere in your world, you don't see the changes dramatically. So when I do come back, I notice dramatic change in my own mind. And your question is, have I seen that dramatic change since I started, or in the seasons? I particularly have HK with this time that I've come back. It is very dry, but we know that winter is dry in South Africa and all across Southern Africa. It's a harsh time. Nature has adapted to it. All the animals adapted to it. All the plants have adapted to it, and it's tricky. But at the moment, there's an extended sort of dryness to it, and coupled with a couple of climatic conditions that are going on in the world right now. And you can probably look up, I talked about it this morning, the effects of El Nino and what's predicted there in the future, and I think that has had an impact. It's definitely had an impact on the animals' behaviour. We're seeing a fair bit of elephant impact at the moment, and we all had to talk about it at breakfast this morning, and there's not much you can do, really. It is what it is, and the elephants have to eat, and they will impact as they impact. We will get rain at some point, and nature looks after that, but it's definitely something that's noticeable. So yes, HK, to answer your question, I have seen a considerable impact. But you know what? Nature will always find a way. Thank you very much for your question, and great to have you on board. So what we might do is just try and reposition, and whilst we're doing that, I'm going to cross over to the wonderful James Hendry and see what he's got up his sleeve. We'll be back with you right now. So we've moved from a big one to a little one. How beautiful. It's got up on cue there too, and walked straight through that beautiful dappled light. Mum is crunching through bones at the moment, and the little cubs are just walking right underneath us. Poor Gendre's been struggling to make this work. We did get that one little shot for you, but it's always a bit tricky, with this. They're in the right spot for them, which is not always the great spot for us, and that's the way it works. We have to work around that, of course. And they're protected down there, and it's great for them, so that's the most important thing. And the little cubs are really safe there. But we've just been manoeuvring ourselves around this location to try and get a picture of that the cub, at least one cub for you. So from bigger to smaller. But I just was looking at the paw size. Just have a little look at that. I've just put it up on my app, and it's a little bit easier to see there. It's sort of the difference in the shape of paw, and I was just looking at Karula's paws as she was holding on to that kill as she was eating, and this is the leopard paw here with that very distinctive sort of W, upside down W at the back there, where the line track is very, very flat across the bottom of the track. And I just thought that was a bit interesting, just to give you a bit of a size or ratio comparison. This one, the actual front pads are really sort of nearly round and quite chunky, whereas these ones are a little bit more elongated on the line. And that is what James Hendry is looking for right as we speak. So I think we probably should get on the move. And seeing a leopard, any leopard, but particularly this beautiful, beautiful female. And she's definitely making good work of that that kill. So she's had this for 24 hours nearly. Or more than 24 hours, I think, Gendre, yeah? And as they go through the different tissue, that they go for the most nutritious organs first, and she would have eaten those before she went and got the cubs, and then she'll bring the cubs back, and it's normally the easiest areas for them, and then she's been crunching through bones and eating away, and they'll have full bellies, because you don't know when a predator's going to come through and just either stumble upon this or pick up the scent as the carcass becomes more or starts to degrade. It starts to let off a lot more odour. We've got a great question from Cindy in Tennessee. Cindy, you'll want to know whether Karula would hoist that up the tree. And do you know what? I am not sure to say the reason for that. I believe that carcass would be a great deterrent, a great decoy for her to allow a predator to take away that or push her off, and the predator would obviously go for the scraps there or whatever they've got, if it was particularly if it was hyena, the rest of that, and she would have an opportunity to get away with her cubs, or her cubs would allow to hide her cubs, and then her decoy away again. Look, each scenario that happens, Cindy, you can't predict, but I don't know whether she would have the time. She may decide to. They may have had enough. She may hedge her bets and say, look, my cubs and my full belly is good enough, either she'd let it go. I'm not really sure, but at the same time, there is a tree. there is a chance that she could hoist it up this tree directly in front of us. So hopefully that doesn't happen, but if she does decide to do it, we'll probably be standing right by here anyway. So let's go across to James quickly. I think he's got something very, very beautiful to show you, and we will... Well, James is being very, very kind to me. He's given me a title, which is more than most other people have given me. We moved into a better position here. I kind of like this framing, what Gendre's done here with this picture, because it looks like we're hiding behind some vegetation. Obviously, we all know that she knows that we're here and so on, but I love it when we have that sort of framed up like Gendre's done there, like we're peering through the undergrowth, spying on her, but doing it in a very, very nice way, because we're just so fond of this creature. We've got a question from Paul that's just come through about, can we smell a dead impala? We did. I got a bit of a whiff of it earlier this morning when we were on the first drive, the morning drive today, and it was, look, it's not a smell that's hard to deal with, Paul, at the moment, that's for sure. But as time goes on and the tissue of the animal starts to degrade, you will start to get more of an aroma flowing through. And with this wind at the moment, it could carry it definitely to someone else, and that could end up in the kill being stolen. But who knows? Who knows? But the most important thing is that she's getting a feed now and really, really relishing in those bones that she's chowing on. We can hear them cracking from here. Incredibly powerful jaws, and pound for pound, probably one of the strongest carnivores in Africa. Not necessarily bite, but pound for pound in its whole muscularity and its physical ability. So she's enjoying that immensely. And then we still tried to locate the cubs. They're probably holed up under the bank where we're sort of sitting in a nice little spot in view of their mum, and just to where Gendre's moved around to the right. We're sitting right on the edge of a sort of dry creek bed or drainage line, we call them, where when the rains do come, water runs down here into twin dams. But it's really nice to just be sitting here with her. We've been so fortunate, folks, to be with her for this amount of time. But she is that famous leopard that allows us to, and tolerates us. We don't ever overstep the mark with her. Tiffany's just asked whether the vultures come and finish the rest after the leopards move on. And you know what, Tiffany? I'm not sure if they'd actually see it. There's a little bit of cover here. Vultures are quite incredible, but look at the vegetation up there. That's the wonderful shot there. Gendra has just given us the sort of little canopy here, and there's a couple of different trees here that are overhanging. They haven't got much foliage on them. There's a bit of scrubby brush down there. It's sort of in a bit of a gully. If a hyena dragged it out and pulled it up there, they might, but I don't think there's going to be much left by that time. And I don't think they probably will. So, great question. Thank you for joining us. And let's see how much she is definitely getting her fill. She's going to be lying down with a very, very full belly after this. And she's really enjoying that. So Karula is 12 years of age, and we'll talk a little bit more about the ages of breeding and everything when we come back. But we're going to go across to James, because he's got a creature that we don't often get a chance to shoot pictures of very often, because they don't stick around for very long. Let's see what he's up to. So we're still with Karula, folks, and another vehicle has just turned up. It's absolutely fine. They're just getting a nice position to watch Karula. She's completely relaxed, and she's still feasting on this impala that she took down yesterday morning, and her cubs have feasted on as well. James is going to go off and find those elephants for us, and we're just going to sit with Karula for a little bit longer. excuse me. Connor, who is 6 years of age. Connor, welcome aboard, buddy. It is so great to have you with us. Really, really wonderful. I'm sounding a little bit blocked up, Connor, because I've got a lot of dust in my nose at the moment, so apologies for me sniffling. Connor, how wonderful to have you on board, mate. That is the most brilliant news to know that you're watching Safari Live at the moment. And you want to know what is the biggest, just correct me if I'm wrong, Control, was it the biggest animal a leopard can bring down? That's what Connor wants to know? Okay, Connor, I'm sorry, I wasn't sure if it's the smallest or the biggest, you said. The biggest animal, well, you know what, Connor? Normally it'll be animals like the size of an impala, which is probably, depending on the size of the impala, probably twice the leopard's body weight, roughly. So maybe about 150 kilograms. Now, I don't know where you are, Connor, what part of the world, but it's the metric version, roughly double that for pounds. But I've actually seen Connor pictures. She's just gotten up. She's just looking around a little bit. And she's just out of shot. Poor Gendre's got a branch just sitting in the way there. She's going to drag this now. Now, I wonder if she's going to take this up the tree. Connor, please just bear with me for a second, mate. Let's just see if she is. She's looking up that tree. This could be absolutely amazing. I think she has sensed that it is time to move this carcass, the remnants of it, whether she's had enough and is going to cache it up the tree and then move on and come back and have another feast on it, or what. I'm not sure, but she's definitely picked up some information that made her a little bit nervous a second ago. And it's always that wonderful leopard look when they grab onto their carcass, they look up at that tree, and you know what the next few things or few moments are going to happen. It's a bit of an ascent, that's for sure, because she's down in that drainage line already. So she's going to have to drag it up there. She's looking at a few different trees at the moment and deciding on which one to put it in. Interesting. She's assessing the situation. Looking up, potentially deciding on where to take it. Here she goes. She's dragging it up through here. I think she's decided on this tree in front of us here. This is going to be spectacular. We've just got a bit of a broken view between us and her, the vegetation, but I don't dare move at the moment. I don't want to disturb her. We have a tambuti tree in front of us that I think she's chosen. She's looking up. She's still deciding. I think the youngsters are coming along. So we're just deciding where she goes. Taken up by the back of the neck. Watch this. This is where a leopard is the absolute superbly designed power and strength. Assessing where to put it. How clever. Looking at the best location. Because one thing she wants to do is just use the momentum as she starts to ascend and make sure she puts that in a good location in the tree. Here she goes. Oh, fantastic. Come on. Look at that power. Absolutely unbelievable. It wasn't the most graceful of ascents, I have to say, but nonetheless, and it was an ascent, and I couldn't do it. So she definitely has made the right decision. She's going up a little bit higher, and she's going to stick it right there. That's a go. I'm just going to move up a little bit for Gendre, because she's committed now, she's fine. She's up in a very thick part of the tree there. What's that like for you, mate? What an amazing leopard. It wasn't the most easy of ascents, that's for sure. It's a very tricky tree where she is. It's definitely not leaning, it's vertical. And it's also got a lot of scrubby old branches up there she had to deal with, but she's wedged it in. And there's not going to be a lot of animals other than another leopard that'll be able to get that. You can see her panting now. So we'll just sit here with her for a little bit longer, because that was great to see, and I'm very excited that we actually were present when that occurred. We're going to cross over to James and see what he's up to with those giant beasts. We'll be back with you just now. Well, folks, I'm really, really sorry, but I've shrunk Karula. 1 minute I looked, she was big, and now she's tiny. Folks, you wouldn't believe this. Karula just went down, and one of the cubs has just ascended the tree to where his mum has put the carcass. And this is a great learning tool. I'm going to reposition ourselves so we can see the cub. It's a great way to teach those cubs how to climb, how to get up there, how to feast, how to get all their skills that they're going to need in their life, and train them how to deal with it. Absolutely phenomenal mother. And it was literally put the kill up the tree, I'm just going to reposition a bit for Gendre. It's really tricky. He's got a lot of vegetation in front of him there. Just let you move back a bit, mate. There we go. And I'm so sorry. Maybe you can help me and tell me whether this is, which little individual this is, whether it's the male or the female. But okay, so I think it may be, is it Hosanna? Okay. Okay, so that's fantastic. It is. It's Hosanna. So it was just beautiful. This is like poetry to watch. an incredible leopard, a 12-year-old leopard that's a very successful mother, has had great success with her cubs, has 2 7-month-old cubs. We have witnessed her teaching these cubs exactly what they need to survive. She ascended. Chandra and I weren't sure whether she heard something, because she did become very alert, and we thought she heard something and she was going to hoist it up. Now, it could be coincidentally the same time that she heard something that she's just decided it was time to get this kill up the tree. So she hoisted it up, she ascended it. As I said, it wasn't as graceful as many others that I've seen, but hey-ho, she's got it up there, and much better than any of us could do. Got it up there, descended the tree, has gone over to where the kill was, and she seems to be, it's very difficult for us to see from where we are, and I don't really want to take the camera off the vision, beautiful pictures that we've got, but just to let you know, she's back down where the kill was. I'm not sure whether she's covering up some of the scent or what she's doing at the moment. I don't think she is. I think there's a couple of tidbits, little tidbits of food or scraps down there that she might be chowing on a bone or something like that. But what she's done then is put it up, and sure enough, Hasana, her 7-month-old youngster, stood at the bottom of the tree, stretched his claws a little bit, and up he went. And he ascended that tree, and now he's up there feasting. So what we've just, all of us this afternoon, have just been to leopard school, and what a joy it has been to go to leopard school today with these beautiful creatures. Lesson 1: how to put your kill into a tree and go up and eat it. Watch how it's done, son. Love it. Just love it. We just got a lovely question from Lucy to ask what's my favourite leopard since I've been working through here. Lucy, look, it's a very, very simple, straight-up answer for me. It's one of Karula's offspring. He's a male. His name's Q, or Mr. Q, or his name was quite a bit of a boring name. Not boring, but a name. It was Quarantine was his name. It didn't quite fit. He used to be seen on the Quarantine area up the top a lot, and that's where he got the name, the Quarantine male. So I don't know, we've shortened it to Mr. Q, but he's a super leopard, and he was the first leopard I saw when I came here in 2014. And you know, the team that works on Safari Live year round see loads of different leopards, and I'm just incredibly privileged to see whoever I see when I'm back here. Karula is the leopardess that I just absolutely love to bits, for all different reasons. But Q, Mr. Q, is definitely one of my favourites. He's a young male. He's up and coming. He's sort of seen in the area now and again. Oops, Mama. That wasn't me. He's looking at Mama. It wasn't me. I didn't do that. So Mum's just looked around and she's like, actually, I think it's still pretty good. It's pretty wedged in there. He's like coming down now going, I didn't do anything. I didn't touch it. It's like a naughty little kid, you know, going into a jar on a top shelf and knocking some of the things down on the way up. Incredible, incredible pictures. But wow, we've been to leopard school. I don't think there's many people around other than all of us on the vehicle today that's going to be able to say that tonight. Well, that was just great. Fantastic stuff. I was just so chuffed that we saw that, and to see little Hasana go up there as well. I'm really, really really excited that we witnessed that, and we were lucky to be here, and now we're still watching, and we'll stay here for a little bit longer and see what happens. And we're just going to cross over to the wonderful James Hendry and see what he's up to. We'll see you just now. Well, we have stayed in this same position, folks, just for the simple reason Hasana is just up there feeding away on that carcass. He nearly dropped it out of the tree, and he successfully looked a little bit like he was in a bit of trouble. And now we're going to see him descend. So we've come back at a perfect time here. Look at this. So this is a young leopard learning exactly the skills he's going to need as he grows up to survive. Negotiating this perfectly with such, even at 7 months, look at that. Look at that. Using his body to work his way down. Absolutely beautiful. Such a privilege, folks, to be in the presence of these creatures. Look at you. He is a little dude. He's such a dude. He's like, right, what do I do now? Okay, I'll just lie here for a minute. No, I'm going to go down backwards. Yep. Oh, phew. Was anyone watching that? Okay, cool. I'm cool. Everyone's cool. Such a great leopard. Such a beautiful creature. And you know what? His mum was over there before. I just copped a little bit of a sneak through the trees of Karula, covering up the scent of where this leopard was. Where the kill was. So we really did have a great sequence of things happening. Now, you know what's happening right now? It's Shongile, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that exactly right, but I'm having a bit of a go at it. And she's at the base of the tree now. And look, she's going to go up and have her turn. How extraordinary is this? This is just magic. Now, we have definitely been to leopard school. How magical. One little guy goes up, comes down. It's your turn. Up you go. This is how it's done. A little bit of trepidation there. Just got a bit of vegetation there that we have got right in Gendre's shot, but she's going to come through and up and around, so we haven't moved, and I think Gendre's going to have a lovely little location there for you, and just in a second Shongile is going to come into shot. You want to know whether the mum teaches the cubs how to climb trees. Well, you know what? There's an instinctive thing in all animals that they do have the ability to do certain things that they're designed for. So what I mean by that is they would naturally want to try and climb trees, but what she has done, she has actually put that rest of that meal or that food up in that tree to teach the leopards, her young leopards, how to get up there and deal with dinner in the tree, so to speak. So your question basically is, does the mum teach the young ones how to climb a tree? In this particular case, absolutely, AJ. She's put the kill up the tree, and the cubs are now going up into that tree to learn how to deal with a kill in a tree and feast up there. So we are very, very fortunate, AJ, to see this. And it is an absolute honour to be sitting here watching these two little cubs in leopard school. And what a wonderful afternoon. So I just talked a little bit about it. She decided, I'm not sure. She's right behind that bit of foliage there. I don't dare. Gendre's done an amazing job this afternoon to try and capture this. We've been in the most vegetated area, and now Shongile has just gone down. There we go. We've got a tail, Gendre. That is a leopard tail, folks. What do you think, mate? Do you think I can just casually go back? I think she'll be okay. She's going to move. She's a little bit restless. She might decide to go down, actually, and this could be Leopard School Descent Lesson 2. Sniff a leaf on the way down to make it look really cool that no one's watching. Sniff around and think about how to get down gracefully. I'm a leopard, for goodness sake. This is so cool. Just have a little sniff over here. Okay. We've all been in that position before, haven't we? Stuck. Up the tree, not really sure where to go. But it's all that learning process, folks. It's that learning process of strengthening themselves, developing their skills, looking how to negotiate situations. And she's doing exactly now. She's turned herself around. Very clever. Clever girl. Really clever. And she's around the back of the tree and she's down. Very hard to see, folks. It's a tricky spot for poor Gendre, but oh, wow, that was brilliant, guys. So, you know what we're going to do? We're just going to go back to James. We're going to try and reposition and get a little bit more of a picture, and we'll come back to you just now. So, folks, we just wanted to finish up with this beautiful picture of content Karula. She did have the cubs next to her a second ago, but they both ran off and played. They don't stay still for very long. She's done an amazing job this afternoon, and we have been to leopard school. We really have. It has just been such an honour to sit with her and see her teach those cubs how to feast up a tree, how Mum does it, and does it like the only cat really in the world that can do anything like that, and hoist an impala carcass up a tree. So it's been, oh, hang on, here comes one of the cubs. Here comes one of the cubs. Look at this. On to Mum. What a beautiful finish. What a beautiful finish. And that's why this leopard is so incredible. Leopards themselves are incredible. They're just beautiful. What a beautiful thing to finish on. But we are going to leave them in the safety of their mum now and move on. And as the afternoon shadows have lengthened and the sun has gone down, we are now going to leave them be and say thank you to those beautiful creatures.